Let's talk about rectangular prisms. So a reminder, a rectangular prism is a three-dimensional shape where all of the faces are rectangular. Some examples include tissue boxes, cereal boxes, anything else that has all of the faces that are rectangular in shape. I've got a picture of some rectangular prisms here, and a question that's asking us what the surface area of this rectangular prism is. Surface area. Now, surface area is the area of the outside surfaces. If you picture this rectangular, one of these rectangular prisms, and imagine we wanted to paint the outside of the shape, like it was a block, and we wanted to paint the outside of the block, that is the surface area, the area of all of the outside faces together. If you have a look, this is actually the same rectangular prism, but I've highlighted some different faces to help us when we're calculating the surface area. So if you have a look at this first shape that I've coloured in yellow, the first face is the front face of this rectangular prism. The other yellow face is the back face. Now those two faces are identical. Opposite faces in our rectangular prism are identical, which makes it easy for our calculations. It cuts the amount of calculations we have to do in half. So we'll call this the front face. If we want to find the area of the front, that's rectangular. So that is length times width. The length of our face is 6 meters and the width is this measurement this way, so length and width. This side is the same height as this side, which is 4 meters. So our length times our width is 6 times 4. And we have that as 24 meters. And because we're looking at 2D areas, we have meters squared. That's the area of the front face. And we'll remember that the area of the back face is exactly the same. So they're both 24 meters squared. Front and back, they're identical. Now if we have a look at the same rectangular prism, where I've highlighted the blue side faces, we'll call them sides. And again, they are identical to each other. They are the same size. So the area, A for area of the side, equals length times width, because it's a rectangle shape. They're all rectangular faces. Our length is 2 meters and our width is 4 meters. So 2 times 4, which equals 8, and our units are meters squared. So these two blue rectangular faces are both 8 meters squared. There's two of them and they're the same size. On our last rectangular prism, I've highlighted the green faces, the top and the bottom. They're identical. We could call it the area of the top or the area of the bottom, depending on which side of the shape you can see. For our calculations, I'm going to call it area of the top, but because they're identical, you could call it either. So we have, because it's a rectangle, length times width. The length of the top, this side here, is the same as this side, so 6 meters. We've just lost it there. Let's see if we can find the correct calculation. There we go. The length of our rectangle is 6 meters, and the width of our rectangle is this measurement back here, which is the same as this one, or 2 meters. So the area of the top and the bottom of our rectangular prism is 6 meters by 2 meters, which gives us 12 meters squared. So the top and bottom are both 12 meters squared. We found the area of all of the different faces, but we're looking for the total surface area. So the way we calculate that is total surface area, or we're going to abbreviate this from now on to TSA for total surface area. Just saves you a little bit of time when you're writing, and you're welcome to do that. So total surface area, we know we've got 2 of the front faces. So it's going to be 2 times the front, because front and back have the same area, so 2 of those, plus 2 of the side faces, 2 side faces, 2 times the side face, plus 2 times the top and the bottom, or the top or the bottom. Because they're the same, we can just say 2 of the top. We've got the top and the bottom, or we write 2 times the top. What that gives us is 2 times our front face was 24 meters squared, plus 2 times the side was 8 meters squared, plus 2 times the top, which was 12 meters squared. And so if I put some colors in here so we can see these, the front was 24, the side was 8, and our top and bottom, the green ones, were 12 meters squared. I've color coded them the same as the pictures of the rectangular prisms so that we can see what's going on here. And so we need to calculate the total surface area of this rectangular prism. So what we do is we enter these values into our calculator. You have 2 times 24 meters plus 2 times 8 meters plus 2 times 12 meters. So go ahead and do that. Enter that into your calculator and see if you get the same answer as me. Hopefully that was enough time for you. You should have got 88 meters squared. So if we add together the surface of all of the faces, the 2 yellow faces, the 2 blue faces, and the 2 green faces, we will end up with 88 meters squared for the total surface area of our rectangular prism.